Angry guy here, and police stopped a violent woman from taking a man's life. Police stopped a violent woman from taking a man's life. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
Now to Los Angeles, where the police department is facing a multi-million-dollar lawsuit after a woman was shot to death by officers who were responding to a call she made for help. ABC's Derek Dennis has details.
This morning, a plea for justice in the death of 27-year-old Niani Finlayson. At a vigil over the weekend, friends and relatives mourning her loss after she was shot and killed in a confrontation with Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies earlier this month. Deputies responding to Finlayson's home on a domestic violence call say they encountered her holding a large knife and threatening to stab her ex-boyfriend for pushing her daughter. Police claim they shot Finlayson to stop her from harming the man.
4 shots in the back. It's ridiculous. Where are the training for these officers?
My heart is so broken. I hate it for her children. I hate it. It's devastating.
Finlayson's family disagreeing with the deputy's account of what happened and filing a $30 million lawsuit against the department and the county. Finlayson's lawyer says she was not a threat and only had the knife to protect her and her daughter from her ex-boyfriend.
Officers should be trained that they are not supposed to shoot and kill when they don't know who's there or what the surroundings are.
The sheriff's department says the shooting is under investigation.
Sometimes you just can't cry enough. It will never bring her back. But justice has to stand.
The LA County Sheriff's Department says it has not officially received the family's lawsuit claim, but say they will release the body camera footage of the incident next week.
Okay, Derek, thank you.
Now, guys, let me make this very, very clear. Keisha messed around and found out. All right? So if you listen to the story very carefully, she called the cops on this man because she was clearly hoping that they were going to come and do her dirty work because she had no good intentions. She claims that there was a push involved, and as a result of that, she was holding a large, sharp object to defend against this individual. When her ex-boyfriend, when the police arrived, they assessed the situation. They verified that he was not a threat, and it's quite clear that he would have been compliant. It's extremely clear that he was compliant in the whole thing. If he was not compliant, things would have went very differently. They literally said that they had to neutralize her to prevent her from taking his life. Keisha thought that she was going to use the cops to delete this man, and instead she ended up getting deleted. Her mother and father are standing there acting as though this is such a horrible event, when in reality, they just didn't raise their children right. They did not raise their daughter right. Look at her behavior. Look at her actions. How smart are you if you have a group of police officers there and they are taking control of the situation and you are holding something like this and you think that you can go after this individual just like that? To be very clear, they likely told her, please put it down now. The first thing you do is drop it. Guys, there's something wrong with these people. There's something absolutely wrong with these people. They receive an order, and instead of listening, they go ballistic. It's a form of insanity that takes over. That's why I say that they are functionally insane, because this is the way that they operate. Their internal clock, their internal locus does not behave the way it's supposed to, because no one in their right mind is going to see a group of police officers that have their firearms and are giving you orders, and you know that you could be deleted at any given moment. And what do? You continue being this way and thinking you can get away with it. Keisha messed around and she found out. She thought she could have it her way. She thought she could do whatever she wanted to do. She thought she could behave this way and there would never be consequences for it. This is what's going to happen with a lot of women in Western society today as men walk away. They're going to begin facing extraordinary consequences for the poor decisions that they make, and they're not going to be able to live with them. Women have been bailed out of every bad decision that they've ever made over the last 100 years, going back to the 1960s, going back to the 1970s, 1980s. It's men who have suffered. It's men who've had to fight for their survival. But when it comes to women, everything has been literally handed to them. Hence, they don't appreciate anything. And that's the modern day reality of things. This is the reason why the police stopped this violent woman from deleting this man. And they're confident about what happened here because they're going to release the body cam footage to show that they are not responsible and to absolve them of this incident. And again, look at her parents. They don't care at all. They don't even care that she almost deleted this man wrongfully because they don't view him as a human being, neither her mother or her father. And what does that say about her father? I told you, a lot of these men that raise these women, they don't raise them properly. They tell them that they're a princess. They tell them that they're perfect and special. They tell them, don't take anything from a man. Don't listen. Do as you want to do. You're Miss Independent. They feed them. They pump them full of feminism. And then they're shocked when these young women go into the world and they are struggling for survival as a result of the very, very poor lessons that they received as children, because they did not learn how to control their emotions. A lot of these men are emotional. A lot of these women were raised by emotional men that did not have their masculinity properly in check, because a woman and a man as children learn how to control and regulate their emotions from their fathers, not their mothers. That's why you have so many men with this feminine behavior. You know, being hyper aggressive, being disrespectful, being loud, being rude. That's not masculine behavior. A masculine man is calm. A masculine man is assertive, not necessarily aggressive. A masculine man is focused, respectful. He knows when to be kind. He also knows when he has to take care of business. These are the aspects of masculinity. But when you're dealing with men that are in their feminine, they don't act like normal guys. They don't act like masculine men. They act feminine. And what's feminine like? Highly emotional, highly irrational, highly illogical, argumentative. And where do you see these guys? You see them in prison. They line off the morgues and the prisons. They fill up the cemeteries because they don't know how to control themselves and their emotions. And look at Keisha. Look at her behavior. She did not know how to control her emotions, how to control her behavior. And she thought that she was going to go ahead and either have the police delete this man for her or delete this man herself. So it was going to be a tag team battle, because that's how a lot of Black women use the police in Western society. They will immediately begin to blame white people for all of the problems in their communities that they're the ones that have propagated. But when they use the system to literally hinder or create problems for the men in their communities, they take no responsibility for that. The greatest danger to a Black man in modern day society is not the police. The greatest danger to a Black man in modern day society are not other white Americans. The greatest danger to a Black man in modern day society is the Black woman from within the Black African American community. And let me make it clear, I say the African American community because that is a very specific culture. There are many different Black people in this world. Costa Rica, Colombia, I think there's some in Venezuela. There's an entire set of Black people in Mexico at a place called Guerrero. I didn't even have to mention the Black people in Africa. And what about the ones over in the Caribbean, Dominican Republic? So there are many Black people who have different cultures. But speaking about African American women, they are the greatest danger to the Black man in Western society. If you look at the narcissism, they do not celebrate him. They do not appreciate him. Instead, they work to tear him down. The only men that they celebrate are the thugs, are the Pookies and the Ray Rays, the rappers, the guys out on the corners that are selling illicit things, that are destroying the communities. These highly irrational, illogical men. These are the men that they love. Come on, y'all. Police stopped a violent woman from taking a man's life. What are your thoughts regarding this and everything we discussed here today? I want to know what you guys think in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWAM and walking away. And cheers.